You are with UTVi.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on Happy Hour. Well, we are here to talk to someone who is very well known when it comes to the business of media communications and of course in particular entertainment in the world of movies. We are talking about Harindra Singh, who is the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Percept Limited. He's joining us here this evening. Harindra, good speaking to you and thanks very much for taking out the time and joining us on the show today.
Good to be here.
Harindra, let me ask you this before we actually get into the nitty-gritties of business and economy. Percept Picture Company is the only movie production house that got to release a movie on the day the producer's strike came into play. Now, is this just the hand of God at work, or do you have exceptional marketing skills in these issues?
You can't just have bad luck all the time. You got to get lucky sometime.
But you know, how is it working now? Because this is the one issue, and we had like a lot of different things that we want to talk to you about. But just because everyone's been at it, and everyone's asking when this is getting over, the whole issue, producers want 50%, exhibitors say no, they want a greater share. Where do you see it all going?
Look, everybody in business has got a view. Everybody's got his bottom lines, his valuations to look after. So both sides are going to demand and going to expect, and they have a right to demanding what they want. I think they've got to just get together, resolve their differences, and find a win-win. So you cannot survive in business with just one party taking away all the juice.
But how is it working? I mean, you've released a movie and it hasn't released in most multiplexes. You're talking about single screens. So from your point of view, does the number really add up?
Compared to not having the movie in multiplexes, having it in the multiplex and getting some portion of revenue is better than getting none. No?
Fair, yeah.
But if we'll be a lot happier if we got more out of it. So the producers have a point. They want a larger share. The exhibitors have a point. They want a larger share. They've made investments in real estate. They take risks. They've got overheads. Producers believe they're taking larger risks. They have larger investments. So they got to sit down together and have a chat.
You know, it's funny, I was speaking to someone in office and it seems the fight is just over 2%. Because
it's quite strange, yes.
Is it right? Is
it's
it just 2%?
the principle of the matter, Surabhi.
Wonderful, okay, all for the principle.
It's about 2%, I didn't know this.
Yeah, but listen, how many businesses worldwide survive on less than 2%?
Absolutely, that's their margin.
So don't talk about, don't make 2% look like 2%.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
That 0.2% can make the difference between, survival and...
But you know, at the end of the day, this could start hurting everybody if this goes on too long.
Well, it's already hurt a few movies.
Fair, yes.
It has.
Yes.
We've had a few releases. I think, relatively speaking, we were lucky. We have still managed to release on the multiplex screens, but some of them have not been so lucky. I guess in terms of timing, both the sides have timed this whole dispute appropriately. There are not too many movies scheduled for release during this period thanks to IPL and cricket and elections and whatever.
Sure.
So in a way it's okay, it's good time. They're lean in terms of activity. They have more time to fight and more time hopefully to resolve their differences.
Absolutely.
But I guess, every problem has a solution. You just need to find it.
I want more time to come up with good content.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, let's take the subject down there. I mean, at the end of the day, far more movies end up losing money than making money. There's just a fraction that end up making serious money. What seems to be that problem? Is it a content issue? Is it a marketing issue? Is it too many releases?
You know what? When we were not in the business, we saw this very simple. We said, how can you lose money making a movie? Now that we're in it, we understand.
You figured it out?
The truth of the matter is, if you analyze it clinically or objectively, it's very simple. You've got audience there. Just like you don't make a product and try and, you won't go out there selling a shampoo to a bald guy or,
Fair.
So similarly, in movies, all you got to do is figure out what the consumer wants, give it to him at the place, at the time, at a price that he can afford.
Sure.
And you should have hits after hits.
But at this point, I want to vociferously make noise about 300 rupees a ticket, considering there were days of 100 rupees a ticket.
But they've gone down, haven't they?
They have.
So
I cannot argue.
It'll all rationalize. Eventually, everything will stabilize on a win-win. I said that in the beginning. So here is the win-win between the guy providing the entertainment to the guy who's buying the entertainment.
Fair.
So you priced it at a particular value, okay? If the consumer is willing to buy it at that price, that's the right price.
Fair.
Okay, forget about your cost. Your viability might come at 500 rupees a ticket. Forget that, ignore it. Eventually, trade will happen at a price that is sustainable, that delivers value to the buyer.
Fair.
So if the buyer is willing to pay 300, it's the right price. If he's not, it's the wrong price.
Grudgingly willing to pay 300 is what I'm going to